now that I have two images together in the same file, let's see what we can do with it. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play with my blend modes. I'm going to go up to the top tool up here in the top left of our tool panel. It's the Move tool. You might remember this from our Colorize project. And then I can change the blend modes by doing Shift plus. So I'm just going to cycle through the blend modes and see how this image looks with that image underneath. You can see we've got a lot of variety. And I'm just going through all of them. That one looks kind of cool. That one's a little more subtle. That one, you can hardly see the background. So let's see here. Which one do I like the best? And I think decisions. Okay, I like that one. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to add a layer mask, because I'm going to take part of that top layer away so that I can see more of the image below, which is my subject of warning no trespassing. And what I really like about the combination of these two images is it's this fence, this wire. It's meant to keep us out, and yet here's a sign also saying no trespassing heading off, and there's some fencing, and it's just an interesting scene. So I'm going to be on that top layer. I'm going to come down here to the bottom of my layer stack, and 1, 2, 3 from the left hand side is my layer mask. It comes up as white, so it's still revealing everything. I'm going to grab my paintbrush, and I'm going to have black as my foreground color. I'm going to come up here and make that brush even larger. Hit return on the keyboard to close that window. Okay, now I can't see where my brush is, so I'm just going to hold the space bar. When you hold the space bar with any tool, remember it turns into the hand. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. I can also use the bracket keys to make my brush larger and smaller. So I'm going to just come in here and take off part of the bottom. But look at what's happening when I do that. The top image is color and the bottom image is black and white. Do I like that as much? I'm not sure. So I'm going to do a Command Z and take that back to the brown. And I'm going to think about this for a second. I'm going to make my brush smaller, and I'm just going to come in here and hit the no trespassing sign fully. And maybe the sky. I could be selective where I want, because I kind of like the brown on the bottom now. Or if I want to have that information in the sky, hit X again, make my brush bigger, I'm going to bring all that back. What happens if I come up here to adjustments, go to the black and white, made the whole thing black and white. Looks kind of cool all in black and white, but I did kind of like the tinting. So I can come in here. We're putting everything together that we've been learning, which is pretty incredible when you think about it, what you can do here. So the whole point of this for you guys today is to play. I want you to play, and I want you to explore. So that's a little intense, right? I can lower the opacity of that layer. That's looking kind of interesting. Okay, let's go back to the top layer, which is not the top layer, the middle layer, and go to the layer mask. I selected the layer mask. Now again, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to start to remove some of this information from the image. I'm going to be selective as to where I do this. Make my brush smaller, hit X on the keyboard, because I think I want that there. But I don't want it down here. And I'm being very careful at my edges. I can also come up here and play with the hardness a little bit. Some of you guys, I've been talking about hardness on the brushes and making good selections. So you want to think about that. Okay, so that's popping in nicely. Let's make the brush larger. I'm going to take the opacity of my brush to 50%. So now I'm not going to be painting with pure black. I'm going to see if I like this, and I'm going to kind of take off some of this texture through here from that overlay. Do I like it? Do I not like it? Maybe I really want some of it back here. I'm still on the 50%. Yeah, I think I did kind of like some of that there. I'm going to come over here, maybe, and take it off of this area. And I don't want 50% now. I'm going to go back to the 100%. And the area being the sky is where I'm working right now. Make my brush smaller and make my image larger. Doing Command plus to make the image larger. And I'm just going to come in here and kind of finesse my edges where I want it to look good. Good to me. Okay. I'm thinking I'm liking this so far. Let's go back to the full size image. You can double click on the hand. Yeah, so that's looking good. It's kind of like getting lost into there. Let me make this larger again. Decide what I want to do right here. Still on my layer mask. Good. Let's get back to the brush. You can hit B for brush. Do I want to take that fully away? I don't think so. I'm going to take that back. So the great thing is, hit X on my keyboard that time, you can alter these. If you don't like something that you do, because it's a mask, you can go back and bring it back around, back to the hand. Okay, so, and you can reduce it partially like we did earlier. So I'm going to stay there. I'm going to go back to that 50%. Whoops, Command Z. Stay here. Go back to my brush. Make the brush larger. 50% for the brush, not for the image. And I'm just going to reduce it in some of these spots. Make the brush smaller. And I'm just going to run it right across here on this one. There we go. I'm liking it. I'm turning it in. I'm going to hope for a B. Okay, you guys. So, 2 layers together. Use your layer masks to reveal parts of the image. Use your blend modes to blend things together. Play with the hue and saturation and, well, the black and white, the curves if you need to, like you could add contrast or take away contrast. All of the tools we've used so far this semester, you could use on this singular project. Okay? So go have fun with it.